So first of every month we get the auto sales numbers, and they give us a sense of not only the auto sales, not only Motown, but the economy and the health of the industry. What we are looking at today is really good numbers from the four-wheeler manufacturers, but to really get them and see them in perspective, what you have to realize first is that you're talking about a Feb on Feb comparison, which is not the absolutely perfect way to compare, given the fact that last February the car companies were preparing. They were obviously unaware of what's gonna come ahead, but they were preparing for a BS4 to BS6 transition, and it's a very case-to-case scenario in how who was preparing what. So if you look at a Maruti Suzuki, a Maruti would have been trying to destock, because if you look at 31st March, the four-wheeler markets had destocked themselves. If you look at two-wheelers, Hero had a lot of inventory left. That means they were pushing inventory in Feb as well. That's why comparison of the inventory management also comes into place. But if you look at these numbers standalone itself, they'll give you a really good picture. If you look at Maruti doing 1.64 lakhs is a good number at this point of time, and anything Maruti doing 1.6 plus tells you that the economy is in good shape, and most importantly tells you that the auto industry is in good shape. Once what Maruti does, given the fact that it has 50% of the market, you then, apart from the fact that they are going through a technical issue generally, which does not happen, otherwise you judge the economic Motown sentiment from Maruti, and then you really see what the other companies are doing individually. Now let's come to individual companies. Mahindra and Mahindra, they've been trying to get their supply lines back. They've done better this time. That's why the SUV number looks at a 15,000. With M&M, the problem again is not demand at all. Their problem is supply. They have a waiting of over 6 to 8 months on Thar, and the company, when I speak to my sources in the company, they are trying very hard to really get that down, but they're still struggling because of their over dependence on Bosch as a semiconductor provider, and Bosch has been the worst hit. That's why M&M numbers are still struggling when it comes to the UV sale. Otherwise, they're saying that they're 44% up in UV, but because they had only produced 10,000 vehicles in February last year. But then let's come to Tata Motors, continuing its fabulous run. If you really look at the sales numbers, around 27,000 vehicles sold. They have been doing a consistent 23 to 25,000 plus numbers in the past 3 to 4 months, and that has been one of the best ever sales by Tata Motors in the PV space. And they have told, with the consistent performance, that they are here to stay at number 3. And with Safari coming in, they are looking at the 10% market share. And with Safari, really once it starts, getting the booking numbers and sales numbers, that will also add up to these numbers. Also in this month sales, also you will see the Tata Safari numbers, given the fact that when a car gets launched, it really goes to all of the showrooms, and that is why the sales number, the receipt number, the billing numbers, which you call as auto sales, the wholesale numbers, also tell you the story. Speaking about two-wheelers, there's a catch in the situation. When you speak on ground as well, it's not as good as the four-wheeler market. They're still waiting for the colleges to open, because students are a very big market for 150cc plus segment. That is still not open. Offices are still opening, so there is some shift towards personal mobility which is helping them. But again, college and student crowd is a very big pull for two-wheeler, and that has not yet opened, and that's really restraining this two-wheeler sales to really boost. And if you look at the numbers as well, both Bajaj and Hero almost do only 1% up, 5 lakh numbers. But again, as I said, last February Hero might have been pushing a lot of stock, and that's why the 5 lakh number looks 5 lakh number is not that bad for Hero MotoCorp, to be honest, but only 1% up here. And Bajaj continuing its run of around 3.5 lakhs numbers, has been doing it consistently since the festive season. You'll have to really see how their export markets are doing in the three-wheeler market. Otherwise, good numbers really coming in. Yet another month where we thought that the pent-up demand is over, and we might really see a dip in auto sales.